Hi, I started 5 books in April and I could only finish 3. And we will quickly go through all of these books and whether you should definitely give it a read or not. Starting with Wuthering Heights because there was a movie adaptation as well. So I gave it a reread and I came to the conclusion. Okay, Wuthering Heights is not your typical love story. It is about obsession and it is about Heathcliff and Catherine, their relationship, and it is also about emotions, unresolved emotions. When you do not resolve your emotions for generations, it will echo through other generations and the times to come. So, this book is definitely a good read when you are reading it and not expecting it to be a love story, because it is more about obsession and it is not a story that will give you butterflies. It is a story that will be unsettling for you. It is raw, honest, and unsettling as well. So definitely give it a read, and I would always prefer the book over the movie any day. Second, we go for The Dark Holds No Terrors. Shashi Deshpande. This was my first read from Shashi Deshpande, and this is the kind of book that makes you sit with it. It's not the kind of book that you read and forget about it. It will make you sit with it. Every single day when I read this book, I was thinking about the character Sarita. She was a successful doctor, and that too in that time when people used to dream about being a doctor. And she was a successful doctor, and still she had her share of trauma, her share of unresolved conflicts, and she came back to her parents' house after a long time and she decided to confront her past. And she talks about her relationship with her father in that time, and also how little by little she understood life. It goes through the themes of marriage, gender roles, and also the difficulties of life. So yeah, this is also a good read, and this was my first time reading Sashi Deshpande, and I absolutely loved it. And will I recommend it? Yes, I will recommend it, because uh, you should always give it a read, and you should always give chance to new authors whenever you come across. She is not a new author, of course. She is you know she is pretty prominent, but I would say whenever you come across an author and you love their first work, you should definitely give it a read once more. Okay, two books, very heavy, so insightful as well. So I decided to pick up this one, and this is the kind of books that I used to read when I was a kid. So every time I read something like that, it brightens up my mood. So this book is Sudha Moti Ma'am's book, which is How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. And when I started the first page, I was like, oh, this is the kind of books I'm always looking for. So after reading these two books, it was a light read, and when I say light read, it doesn't mean that it doesn't hold any lessons. Of course, every single story by Sudha Moti Ma'am holds huge lessons and things that you should definitely remember for the rest of your life. What stayed with me the most was how connected the relationship, the bond between her, the author, and the grandmother was. And every single story I read one by one and I loved it. You should not think that, I will only read classics or something like that. You should definitely come back to these books, because that's where you started, right? You should come back to your roots. So yeah, these are the only books that I could actually finish on time, and this was my April read. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and this was a very quick video. Hope you like it. Bye bye.